like being Googajus always. Everybody got a business card when they came in, did they not? Yeah, what do they have on your business card? Google. Do me a favour, Google me. Give me a little bit of a tickle and a bit of a thrill, because I won't bore you telling you all about me. I'd like you to have a look at it and make your own decision. Today we're going to cover three main things. If I get in the way, can you please tell me? Yeah. Because I'm a big guy and you're a little girl, so I'm really worried about being over here. Three quick things. How are you going to quickly increase your sales? Because what happens without sales? Nothing. And your profits. Because there's no use making a sale unless it's what? Profitable. Okay? The next thing we're going to do is we're going to look at freeing up your time, because the big challenge I have is that most business owners that I meet have got challenges around time. They're not sitting around with their feet up on the desk wondering what they're going to do next. Or if they are, we need to work on other things called marketing to make them busy enough to make that time. So I have a quick show of hands, those of you who are kind of busy around every single day. Right, so to get anything new done, we've got to find you what? Some time. For those of you who are here on September 18th, we did cover quite a few things around prioritisation and time management. It's a very intense session. For those of you who weren't here for it, it's not a problem because we had it all recorded. We'd be more than happy if you let us know to shoot you the video of it so you can catch up in the workbook and everything else. Next thing, the only failure, and some of you are going to know this, is the failure to do what? Fail time. Okay, so the only failure is the failure to what? Participate. Right. If you don't put in much today, I promise you're not going to get out much. The other thing that we need to look at though is this. This is one of the greatest dangers that we ever have, which is running around saying, I've heard this before, I know this, I already know what to do. Well, if you already know what to do and you're already a multi-millionaire and you've got multiple things going on and you don't have to work, it's cool. I'm so glad and privileged that you've taken the time to come and see me talk today. For the rest of us mere mortals, what I want you to do is to take that and move it out of your head. Even if there's principles that you may have heard of before, and I can tell you there's going to be quite a lot of them, what we're here to do is to reinforce that principle, because if you are already implementing those principles, you'd already be getting a lot out of it. True or true? True. Excellent. See, I like that. We just had a participation slide and already people are talking. Right. Quick question. I won't ask you to stick your hands up. But who here believes that they're truly driving their business, or is their business actually driving them nuts? Only I believe it comes down to three core areas that we're going to cover today, which is time, team, and money. You've got too much time, which means you need more work. You haven't got enough time because you've got too much work or you've got too much stuff going on. You haven't got a team and you're terrified of having one, or you've got one and you wish that you didn't. And money, well, same deal. You've either got enough of it, you're not quite sure what you need to do to actually start paying massive taxes and what you can do to reinvest inside your business. I don't see you smiling there, Rob. Or you're looking to actually amass and grow more money. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a financial planner. My job is to help people increase their profits and their cash flow so that you can invest in the things that can make you truly wealthy. That's probably not going to be your business. The things that are going to probably make you wealthy is other businesses. Stocks, shares. I don't know. Have we got any financial planners in the room? Can we give a couple of other examples? Property. Thank you. Have we got any real estate agents in the room and are thinking, I guess you got me? Right. So they're the things that you need to focus about. Because most people believe that their business is going to make them really, really wealthy. In most cases, that's not the case. But it's okay because the business isn't designed to do that. It's designed to spin off cash flow and profit so that you can invest in those things. Now, this is a really big travesty. It's around a mindset inside your business. Many people go into business, good morning, that, sorry, just sneak faces that snuck in through the door and get to say hello to. They've gone into business because they're really good at what they do. True or true? Yeah. Biggest problem with that is you've learned how to become really good at what you do, but now you've got a million other caps to wear when you go into business for yourself. Because when I'm in business for somebody else, I have a job with someone else, what have I got to learn? One thing. How to be really, really good at what I do. And that's what usually stimulates us, because we're sick and tired of working for the turkey who doesn't do the job just quite as well as you did. The problem is when we go into business for ourselves, we now have multiple hats that you have to wear. What do you have to be now? You've got to be the sales manager, you've got to be the marketing manager, you've got to be the HR manager, you've got to be the finance manager, you've got to be the operations manager, you've got to be the general manager, you've got to be everything. And we spend years learning how to do what we do, but we don't tend to spend as much time until we wake up one day and realise we need to do better at it, to learn how to do what we do better. So what I want you to do is to remember that if you want to walk away from a job today with the idea of a job, you're going to be just over broke. And that's where a lot of small business owners are. They've reached this stage of their own level of incompetence, also known as the Peter principle or the glass ceiling principle. They've gone as far as they possibly can for what they know, but you need to learn how to break through it. And some of the things I'll show you how to do today, that you can hopefully go away back to your accountants and your financial planners and your bookkeepers and ask them better questions, because when you ask them better questions, you're going to get better what? Excellent. And wasn't it funny that all the accountants and bookkeepers actually answer that question? Which is good. Here's a big part of it. A lot of times inside business we have a problem with burnout. And the burnout occurs from what? Attitude. A lot of times those attitudes are actually contagious, so what you need to do is avoid people who have a bad what? Attitude. And surround yourself with people. Right, look around you. Look around you. You've got almost 100 people here this morning who obviously have taken the time, effort and energy to learn how to grow their business. Do you think that the people in this room are probably the right people for you to associate with? Yes. Do you think there might be some people in your life who are dragging you down, who aren't adding to the value in your life, that perhaps you should introduce to other people in your social circle? Outside of the social circle. Yes. As a business owner, I want you to focus on this. Now, we've got a combination of business owners and we've got a combination of team members in here this morning. Can I have a show of hands for the business owners, please? Good. Team members? Go on, stick your hand up. I've got a couple over here that didn't stick their hand up for either. Right. This is a simple thing that came out of a guy from New Zealand a few years ago, actually, which I really, really liked. I picked it up about 6 or 7 years ago, and I would love to give him attribution if I could remember his name, but I can just... This is what we call the cycle of business, and the cycle of business runs in one direction and one direction only. You, as the business owners, have got one job as your business grows, to look after the team. And initially, if you're a sole trader, how many people have you got in your team? No. Aha! Trick question. So no, you don't have just one person, because you've got people that you work with your business. There might be subcontractors, there might be suppliers. You've got, do I not mention your accountants, bookkeepers and financial planners and the like that you should be talking to? Right? They're all part of your team. So what's your job to do? Engage and enrich yourself and make sure that your team does what? Helps you to look after your customers. How do we look after our customers? A couple of quick things. Anybody? Service. Offer them good service. Thanks, Gary. What else? Great communication. Solving their problems. Lots and lots of different things. Because when you look after your customers, the customers do what? And the answer's up there on the screen. They look after who? The business. How do they look after the business? They give you money. No, that's absolutely right. Spot on. That's a correct answer. It sounds a bit facetious, but what they do is they pay you, they refer you, they pay your bills on time, they come back and use you again, and they come back to you with other problems that you're looking for solutions. Because that's what we do, isn't it? We fix people's problems. Right? If I've got a sandwich shop, what's the problem I solve? Hunger. Right. So if you think about it, we're all in the problem-solving business. And the business looks after the owner by doing what? Profits. Excellent. But Bill's known me for a long time, so that's a dead giveaway, that one. It provides profit and cash flow for you to do the things that you need to do. If something's broken in that cycle, we need to address it. So if you look at all the problems that are occurring inside anybody's businesses at any one particular time, it's an outcome. It's something that sits on the right-hand side of an equal sign. And yet we spend so much time focusing on the outcome rather than looking for the source issue that we lose track of that. So today we're going to cover some of the source issues that covers that, and then look at what you can do to overcome it, so that you can actually change your outcome. Is that okay with everyone?
Yes.
Do we have to stand up and call in a personal trainer?
No.
Excellent. See, I've got a much better response there. There's some basic things that you need to cover inside your business, but again, this is what I alluded to before, that when you first go into business, all you need to do is learn how to do what you do. Or to do what you do. Now we've got to learn how to do it much better. And we're going to cover some of those things today. Who here has thought about this? Now this is not usually a question that most people ask themselves, but if you don't ask yourself the question, what does my business look like when it's finished? And when is that? How can you plan to achieve that outcome? Otherwise, all you're doing every day is just going with the flow, going wherever, could, would, should. It'd be like getting in the car, and some of you heard me use this analogy before. It's like me taking the family on a holiday, knowing that I want to go somewhere, and being upset that when I arrive somewhere, that it's not where I wanted to be. True or true? Right, business is no different. So work out where you want to end up. What does a business look like? Do you want to sell it? Do you want to have a succession plan? Do you want to put it under management? Do you want to just walk out and shut the door and walk away one day? I don't know, whatever's right for you. When is that? Is that now? Is that a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? When's the best time to think about this? Now. The better time to think about it would have been before you went into business in the first place. Yeah? For any of you who've actually gone to Amazon and bought my first book, which was a bestseller called How to Turn Your Idea into a Multi-Million-Dollar Business, the first question that it asked you inside that book was, should you be in business and what do you want to get out of it? How many here actually honestly, morning Nikki, I see people sneaking all over the place. Who here thought about that before they actually went into business? Very few of us, because we're full of vim and vigour and passion, and we just can't wait to get out there and change the world, true? Mm-hmm. But we don't know where it's going to change. It's going to change somewhere. Let's go through. This is a simple concept, and I really want you to write it down. This is an adaptation of Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Now, it's not inside the book, Mr. Ray, but it is on you can write the notes on the back. Anybody here read 7 Habits of Highly Effective People? Fantastic book. Right? There's some real basics, I believe, that if you haven't read them, you need to, and that's one of them. Right? The E-Myth by Michael Gerber would be another. And I think Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich would have nothing to do with money, my personal opinion, is another one which I really, really love. It's all about attitude, mindset, and moving yourself forward by going the extra mile. An oldie but a goodie. What are some of the things that suck up our time that are not urgent and not important? YouTube. Yes. Email can be. Facebook can be. Yes.
Being led by my feelings on the day.
Yes. Yeah, things that create distraction.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the biggest problem with distraction is that we've lost focus, haven't we? Yeah. Which is one of the reasons why I believe we should all do things, and one of the things I work with my clients is looking at how we then break down their day and have a default diary so that they get the stuff that they need to get done and the other stuff just works its way back out. True? So what are the things that are sucking up your day? We look at things like, should I keep it? Should I delegate it? Should I outsource it? Or should I eliminate it? That's a really important point to write down. Number 1, should I keep it? Should I delegate it? Should I outsource it? Or should I eliminate it? They're the 4 questions that I ask myself on every single thing that takes up my day. Because when I'm in business, what's the most important thing that I can be doing?
Making money.
Yeah, doing the stuff that makes you money. And yet, how many times do we do other things that don't do that or support that activity? How many times can you do something that you shouldn't be doing? I can do it, but I shouldn't do it. Right? Seriously. I coached for a number of years a guy who owned a pub, and he would spend hours before he opened the pub every single morning cleaning the pub. Now, I don't know about you, but the whole idea of an hour ago he had his hand down a toilet cleaning last night's party, and now he's pouring me a beer. It's not really conducive, and then he's walking to the bistro handing out meals. Yeah? Not exactly healthy. On the other side of things, do you think it would have been more effective for him to be more proactive in his planning, his execution of his marketing, and getting all the other stuff done, making sure his team are well trained, making sure that his equipment's well maintained, everything's working really well inside his business, and paid someone else the few dollars it would have taken to clean the toilets? And do you reckon they would have done it faster? Do you reckon they would have done it better?
Yes.
Right, and I used this quote on September 18. For those of you who haven't had it, write it down. If you have got it, write it down again. Unsuccessful people will generally spend time to save money. Successful people will usually invest money to save time. Because I can make more money, but I can't make more time. We've all only got 24 hours in a day. True or true? True. So why is it that some people tend to be able to get a lot more done than others?
Yeah.
Yes. Love to. Unsuccessful people will usually spend time to save money. Unsuccessful people will generally spend money to save time. Successful people usually... Now that was really good. Yeah, that's a nice way to trip me up. We can edit that out. Good. Yes, haven't got the general gist of it, I'm sure. So make sure, what are you doing? You're investing in something that you can renew or not? What should you be doing? Why should you be doing it? What are the things that are causing distraction inside your business? And there's a whole heap of exercises that I don't have time to take you through today that can show you how to break down those things for the day. But when we look at some of the other things which are urgent but not important, what's a good example of something that's urgent but not important that we delude ourselves around?
Bass.
Sorry?
Like bass if you still got time to do it.
No. Could be. I'm thinking more along the lines of, who here has a telephone? Dad? Okay. Seriously. The other 90% of the room that didn't put their hand up doesn't use a telephone. They use a soup can with some strings through it, right? Who here has a telephone? Right. If I ask you a question, I'd like a answer. Excellent. So, if you've got a telephone, when the telephone's ringing, is it urgent or not urgent? It's urgent, because it's ringing. Is it important or not important? You don't know until you answer it. So why do we have things where we allow these things, we delude ourselves that, oh, if I don't answer the call immediately, I'm going to lose that customer? If you've looked after people properly, and you've set clear expectations with each other, and I don't get take your call straight away, but I call you back in a reasonable period of time, am I still looking after you? Yeah? So why have I allowed the distraction and been deluded by the fact that I have to answer this call straight away to occur? Who here uses email? Yeah. We heard that as a big time waster earlier, right? Who here has a little sound that occurs when the email comes into their inbox? Can I give you a suggestion? Turn it off. Minimise your email and make times that you're going to go back and check your emails. Is someone going to be dead, dying, or a building burning down if they send you an email? Highly unlikely. So why do we think that the earth's going to end? Well, you know, one of those chicken little moments, right? The earth's going to end, the sky's going to fall down if we haven't answered that email and checked it straight away. Because who here gets the occasional email that really isn't that important? I have no idea where somebody decided that I needed Viagra. Right? So there's also other things that can come in there, right? Stuff that's important, but it's just not urgent. So why not make the time to allocate to it? The next area on the time target, as we put it, is called urgent and important, which is what we call the demand. This is the stuff that makes you money. These are the things that are important, because what are important to us? What's the most important thing to all of us in business? Our customers. Sorry, what was it? Customers. Our customers, yes. Thank goodness you all had the right answer. Right, so our customers are the most important thing. When we service our customers, is it urgent? Yes, of course it is. Is it important? Yes, it is. And yet if we're caught up in so much time that's delusional and distracting us all day, we tend to let some of those standards slip. And yet, you know what sort of business do we have without our clients? You don't have one. You got a name on the door, you got a shingle on the roof, you got a phone number of someone to call, but if no one